Alright, this is a special refrigerator. This is a LG linear compressor refrigerator that the compressor went out in it. A friend of mine picked it up and I figured I'd try to make it work without a linear compressor, put a regular compressor in it, regular old school compressor. So this is what I had in it for the last, I don't know, a few years, 2 years or so. This is one that came out of a KitchenAid ice machine, a different ice machine. It's a 1/5 horsepower, and had some relays worked up and whatnot. And it's been running like that for about 2 years. Well, it went out, that compressor quit working, which I'm kind of surprised it lasted that long, but it's just for a buddy of mine, so I told him to order another compressor, and I'd come by and put it in for him. Never did get a good video of it or any video or pictures of it the first time, so here it is. He ordered probably the most ridiculous compressor he could find. I'm sure it's the cheapest one he could find. It's a 1/3 horsepower Embraco compressor. This is the one that you would see in a, I think you would see in an ice machine. It comes with the capacitor and the start relay. It's got one of those big clunky ones on the side of it. Here you can see where my relay is. It sends power to this compressor. This is just taped up because so it's a garage experiment, and now it's in his kitchen. But this is what it did. I wound up tying in to the condenser fan motor with that. That goes down to the relay that operates the coil on the relay. And then here, this is just line. So I have line coming down through here going to one side of the relay. I have this plugged into the other side of the relay. What I was using was just the ground instead of the ground, using the ground as a neutral to power the compressor, which is what I'm going to do again on this one. And I'm about to charge it up, and we'll see how loud it is. I got a feeling it's going to be ridiculous loud, but we'll see. All right, so I got the new one in, and it would not start with the parts on it there. So it's pulling 14 amps just sitting there. So before I came and looked at it, he was looking at it trying to figure out if it was a compressor, what was wrong with it. I told him to put this 3-in-1 on it and see what happened. 3-in-1 drew 20 amps, would not start the compressor. So I grabbed the 3-in-1 that was sitting there. I hooked it up to this one, turned it on, get the compressor running. So it's running, but Jesus, 4.5 amps is what this thing pulls in a vacuum at that. So I've got it recharged now to about 6 ounces, and it's at 4.7. So that's pretty damn ridiculous, really, for this compressor and this box to be pulling that much power. But it's an experiment, so that's what happens. You put one of these giant ice machine compressors in here. I still don't know what the hell it is even got. I'm going to have to look and see if I can find some paperwork or something on this, because that's just a ton of power. Alright, found the spec sheet on this, and here's your problem. Like I always say, there's your problem. I stole it from Mythbusters. Yeah, I know. So anyway, this compressor runs at about 4 amps. You can see everything here says 4 amps, current amps. There it is. Current amps, 3.9, 5.5. So I guess it wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to be, but I told them if their electricity bill substantially goes up in the next month, he says no wonder why. So I guess I probably should have just ordered it myself. I shouldn't have left it to a rookie to do it, but anyway, the refrigerator's chugging away, freezer's working. This will be the 3rd compressor in it, behind that second ice machine compressor that was probably 10, 12 years old when I put it in. So, you know, it'll live to fight another day. And let me draw up a circuit of how I did that. So what I did with this is basically hijacked line 1 going to the main control board, and I sent that to a relay. And so that relay is controlled by the condenser fan. So the board's controlling the condenser fan. If the condenser fan's told to run, that signal's going to get jacked right here, sent to the relay. It's going to close the relay. It's going to send line 1 over to the compressor. And although it's not exactly the best way of doing it, it still works. I wound up, the problem comes in is that there's so little room between line 1 and neutral and this junction at the main control board. It's very difficult to get 3 wires into one connector and then get that kind of straightened out and do what you need to do with it. In a perfect world, what I would have liked to have done was taken neutral and brought that over to the compressor as well, whatever start device I'm using on the compressor, but it just didn't work out that way. And you know, it really doesn't matter. Now if you go in the GFI outlet, it's going to cause you problems, but this one's been fine. So you know, it is what it is. It's just the way I did it. If I could do it again, yeah, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'd do this for a customer, I don't think. So, as far as a garage project, proof of concept, this worked just fine. If you got any questions, just leave them down in the bottom. Thanks for watching. Now, this is another version of this that I wound up fixing for a buddy of mine. This is what runs Frankenfridge. A good buddy, he passed recently. So Johnny Martinez, he's no longer with us, but this is what he used to do the same thing. And instead of using a split phase compressor like in the last one, he had an extra bldc compressor. They call them inverter compressors, but it gets confusing when they start calling inverters and linears and inverter and all that. So I kind of stick with them with 3 different designations. You either have a split phase, a bldc, a linear, and the 4th ones that have just come out not that long ago, I haven't really seen very many in the field, or the ant compressors like the Whirlpools. So I hadn't come up with a name for those yet. But basically, it's very similar to this, but instead of having the relay that sends power to the compressor, what you have is basically a phone charger, right? So you got the phone charger here. This is into an Arduino board that's been programmed to run a PWM line, which is pulse width modulation, that runs the control. Now, there are other ways to run this control. This is the way I picked. So not to get off onto a tangent, this is just the way I did it, and it works like a champ. You take the VCC3 controller, which is the same. Everybody uses them. They were in the gray boxes originally. They stuck on the side of the compressor. You know what I'm talking about. Every other brand's got their own part number on it. It's all the same one. It's the VCC3 controller by Embraco. So that running the bldc compressor, it's the same thing that Frankie's running off of, which is this one. Beer fridge, it's got some Cokes in it. I don't know what they're doing in there. The wife must have been messing with it, but anyway, that's how I did that. So if you guys are interested, we have a Facebook page. It's called The Re-Engineers. I'm going to be putting a link up to it. It's the cap, whatever they call them things. So hope to see y'all there.